Who doesn't want to make some money? Raise your hands.
I like the way you started, Palash.
You don't? You may, that's my guy, right? That's my guy. Saipan, yeah. Well, due respect to our eminent blockchain speakers, and of course, contradicting certain points is healthy, right? No personal offense. I would ask, you want to have a Ferrari, but you don't like to buy the fuel. That's very impractical, right? Would you keep your Ferrari in your drawing room just for the sake of it? So when I talk about blockchain and I talk about cryptocurrency, which one is the Ferrari? The blockchain is the Ferrari. And it runs on the fuel, which is cryptocurrency. So that's a very quick introduction. I am supposed to break the ice because I know that there are at least half of the audience here who are crypto investors, half are blockchain enthusiasts. So to break the ice and to tell you about what alternative investments are and how to identify a good alternative investment. That's the objective, right? Of course, it takes a whole day for me to teach that. And I've got just 35 minutes, 30 minutes or so I'll have to rush in, and it may appear a sales pitch, but forgive me for that, right? Anyone who wants to learn more can actually go to Salogistics training to learn more about blockchain and cryptocurrency. They are one of the sponsors here. Thank you. And okay, so everyone is giving a disclaimer. In the blockchain world, it's very essential to give a disclaimer before we start. So investments are subject to your risk appetite, which most of you know already, and market conditions. And there is a small piece of advice, and the advice is, if you are not investing wisely, remember the money in your bank is reducing, and so is your salary, your income as well. That's the time value of money. Anyone disagrees? So I'll have a very interactive session. Beyond half of it, I'm going to run a quiz. I'm going to play a quiz with you. So please feel free to interact, right? Now, I've chosen 3 asset classes here. The blue one is the Sensex. The red one is real estate, and I've taken prices of Hyderabad, Banjara Hills as a benchmark. Okay? Everyone relates to that. And the green one is the price of BTC. Okay, take your time, 30 seconds to observe. And if you see, the Sensex has been more or less, between 30,000 and 35,000 throughout the year. And this starts from May 2017 to April as of today. Okay, these are data, validated data. So if you would have invested $100 in Sensex last year, 12 months back, you would have made $120 maybe, correct? You agree with me? So 1 year you got a 20% return. Is that good enough? It is good. Your inflation is 10%, more 11%. So cut that down, right? So it's not good enough. It's not good enough. When I talk about property, real estate, of course, it's a generic benchmark. Some properties give you a good return. Some properties don't give you a good return. But on average, this is the price. Okay? Same with the stock. You have to choose your stock when you're investing in the Sensex. Okay? When you're investing in property, you have to be very particular about the property. Okay? And when it comes to BTC, how many of you had purchased a BTC in May last year? Anyone? You had purchased. He's a millionaire here. He has a Lamborghini. He's the owner of Coins Exchange. So he purchased BTC for $1,250 per BTC, correct? $1,250. And BTC in the month of January went up to $16,000 almost, correct? So $1,250 within 8 months became $16,500. Okay, of course it fell down. Correct? It fell down. Has Sensex ever crashed? Are you sure? No, I don't think so. I lost at least 20 lakhs of rupees in 2009 because of that Sensex. I was not in India, I was in some other country, and I could only observe. Every day it's falling down, went up down to it went down to 8,000 from 20,000. Properties prices have been constant. Now, which asset class do you invest in? And is there any asset class which does not have risk associated with it? Is there any asset class? Fixed deposit. No risk. Is there a risk? The bank may shut down. Right? So there is a risk. The bigger risk is not doing anything with your money. Remember. Okay, that's the bigger risk. So what I'm trying to bring you to is that there is an asset class called alternative coins. Can you change the slide? Which many of you know. The emphasis which I'm giving is to those who are no coiners here today. Okay, that's a term generally used for those people who don't hold any coin. They're called nothing derogatory. Okay, so it's a personal opinion. So where do you invest? Now we can go ahead. I'm hoping that half of the audience here is already a little bit inclined to hear me out further. No coiners, especially, right? Sorry. Okay. So let's go to the next slide. Now there is a word here, wisely. That is important. Okay. Location. That's it. So when it comes to cryptocurrency, when it comes to alternative coins, okay, there are certain factors which I have created a qualitative and quantitative analysis. I can't take you too in depth. Again, I'm repeating myself in a sense of time, but I'm going to tell you very quickly how we can identify a good coin, what are the parameters, and then we are going to play a quiz, okay? The quiz would be that we will pick up any coin, alternative coin which you like, whether they are currently doing an ICO, whether they've done an ICO, whatever it is, and we will run those parameters against that. Am I audible behind? Yeah? And we will see how we come out to it. Okay? Restart. Okay, so till we are actually waiting for the presentation to come up, if there is anyone, okay, who does not mind raising his hand, who has invested in an ICO before? So there are only 2 people, 3 people, okay. There are people who are not very public about the investments, but I'm not going to ask which coin did you invest in. How many of you are keen to know about ICO? So, there are at least 60% of the people who are keen to know about ICO. Let's go to the next slide. Now, there are certain parameters, like the property, I've created certain parameters, okay, with which you can very quickly identify a good coin, okay. Don't worry, the organizers are going to send all the slides to everyone, okay, so you don't need to copy something now. The first parameter, which is a qualitative analysis, whether it's an existing business or a new business. When I talk about the word called wisely, everyone needs to be safe that if this company is into a long-term business, has been in business for quite some time, and now doing an ICO, then there is a definite high weightage to it, which I've given as 15 points. Okay? The second is the market potential. What is the vertical or the industry in which this company is operating in? Okay, so there is a quantitative market potential of every industry, You do a simple, quick Google search